Hello and welcome to Snetterton for round 2 of the Smart for 2 Cup. Looking forward to some cracking racing here after a very tricky Donington round 1 in iffy weather conditions. We're at Snetterton with some bone dry weather conditions, perfect for racing, and we're about to go smart car racing with the cars on the grid. David Moore and Sarah Moore look at the front row of the grid with Jake Jackson and Simon Horrobin are the second row. David Nash and Tom Knight with Cayman and Clatworthy alongside each other. Bates and Palmer. Palmer actually had a lap disqualified in qualifying, and right at the very back we have got Rob Baker. So we are about to go racing here at Snetterton. The cars are going to be getting lined up in grid formation. And as I said before, absolutely perfect weather conditions. And here we go. Smart car racing is about to happen at Snetterton. A nice grid of cars after what was very tricky at Donington for these guys. Big grid of cars, Donington, but very tricky conditions. And here we go. We're under starters orders. We have red lights on the gantry. We're about to go racing for the first of the 2 races, and away they go. Lights go out and down towards the first corner. It's a great start from one of the guys at the back there. He tries to get between everybody as they go down towards the first corner, which is incredibly fast right-hander of Richie's. And down they go, up they go up the hill, away up the centre straight. And we wait to pick the cars up at Richie's, and in towards Richie's they come, thundering through the corner. Then we'll try and get an idea of the first car as it comes into view. And is that the number 1 car that's leading the way? Is that David Moore, who's managed to get the lead? It is David Moore in the nice kind of brightly coloured livery Brit Car Championship car. But up the inside there goes number 9, and that's Jackson. Jake Jackson gets a good move on Sarah Moore going in towards the Montreal hairpin, but as they head back towards Palmer's, Moore is on the inside. And who's going to get the position here? Side by side, but Jackson just has to think better of it as they go through the very quick corner of Palmer's before they charge down towards Agostini's, the new Snetterton 300 circuit here. And we're in the new part of the circuit now, and away at the front David Moore has got his head down and he is absolutely disappearing with this one. Jackson and Sarah Moore still locked in a good battle for that second position. Moore in the white car, Jackson in the black car. Just off the back of them, that could be Howard Cayman, but we'll just get an idea on that one just to make sure as they go through the very quick section now. And there's a tricky one of Oggies and Williams coming up. These two very difficult corners. Oggies a kind of bad camber corner that goes over a slight crest before they come back into Williams and then head down the very famous Bentley Straight, one of the bits that has remained from the original Snetterton track, the very fast long back straight. And these smart cars absolutely pinned as they go through Williams and head down the back straight there. Be a big long straight in a smart car, but then it's get the thing slowed down before you get out of these two tricky corners. And then we've got the famous bomb hole, and in the bomb hole a very fast kind of dipping difficult corner, and it's Sarah Moore that we see just going through the number 6 car just now, followed closely by Jake Jackson in that number 9 car. This is definitely the battle. David Moore looks like he's disappeared at the front of the race so far. And as they come out the chicane at the end of the first lap, accelerate up the main straight, up the centre straight. Let's try and get a little look further back to see if we can see the Cayman and Horrobin battle, which seems to be happening for 4th and 5th just now, behind these two guys as they head up the straight. Jackson pulls out from the slipstream though. Looks like they're going to have a good shot at this going in towards Richie's, and already passed before they're even at the braking zone for Richie's. A very short braking zone for Richie's in a smart car. As you can see, David Moore turns in very quickly there, and Sarah Moore all over the back of Jake Jackson as they go through that corner at Richie's. So good to see that. Further back down though, we get an idea on David Nash in number 7 car, and he has got Simon Horrobin just diving past him as they go through the bomb hole, the Stars and Stripes car at the back of that. Now, we saw Nash in all sorts of trouble at Donington when he was getting caught out a couple of times, but it's showing a good bit of form here. The number 3 car is Howard Cayman, and the Stars and Stripes car up the main straight, up centre straight. Can he get past David Nash by the time they get to the first corner? Meanwhile, heading towards the new hairpin now, it's these guys on their own. We seem to have lost Sarah Moore from that battle for second place. She's been dropped a little bit by Jake Jackson, and that won't please Sarah Moore. She's just dropped off the back of that, and up the inside at the Montreal hairpin goes David Nash. Off David Nash, sorry. is the number 3 car there, and that's Howard Cayman. That's a cracking move there. I like that Stars and Stripes car. It's very easy to pick out. Good delivery for us. And here's the number 14 car of Horrobin. Through Agostini's corner they go. The black and gold livery car. David Nash accelerates out of the corner as well. These next couple of corners are so crucial for Snetterton as you go through them. They lead onto that long back straight where if you make a bad exit from that corner down the Bentley Straight, you're going to get gobbled up in a smart car, that's for sure. So it's so important to get through Augies and Williams and get the power down, as it's important to get the car stopped from Montreal Hairpin as we see them going. But here's Nash giving us a good view of coming onto the Bentley Straight there, and that's how we keep a smart car absolutely wound up and in the power and disappear down that long Bentley Straight before you go into Brundle. Tricky corner as you go through Brundle. Quick left, and back into a tightening right hand on yourself before you do head for that very famous bomb hole. And here we see Horrobin, all eyes on the number 14 car just now as he goes through that, the big compression mid-corner, but he has got Cayman all over the back of him now, and Cayman's looking quite racy here. Will they have a shot as they go through Coram? Very long, tightening right-hander. Can't see that happening. It's all about getting a good drive out this final corner here. And then through Murray's and up the centre straight. Can he get in the toe of Cayman? Can he get a toe and get a slipstream up that main straight? And possibly put his nose alongside him as they get into Ritchie's. Think he's just a little bit too far back this time. But it's still good to see a novice crossing the back of Howard Cayman's car. So that means he is very new to racing. He's in his first year of racing, and he's doing a good job holding off the number 3 car as they make their way towards the latter part of the lap now through Williams. And now can he get a good toe down the back straight here? The back straight here. Can he get a good toe? Pulling right up to the back of the smart car that's in front of him. He can, but he runs out of road at the far end of the straight as they tip into Brundles, and they come flying through the next part of it. But he's got a good run here. He's all over the back of him. He's filling the mirrors. He can't go through and into the bomb hole, surely. That's just a little bit too tight for 2 cars going through there. Horrobin holds him off that time, but it's getting to be that little bit dicey now. Cayman is certainly applying an awful lot of pressure. And let's see if Horrobin can hold him off towards the end here, because that little mirror in that smart car will be very full of stars and stripes as they go up the centre straight. Now meanwhile David Moore is still leading away at the front. The number 1 car still leading on the road and pulling away from Jake Jackson. And I just can't imagine the lead as we look at the computer screens there, so he'll be well chuffed with that. He was the man when it come to things at Donington. He was well in control. And it's still Horrobin holding off Cayman as they come through Agostini's, but Cayman's on the inside now. Has he got enough power in that smart car to get through on the next corner? We just disappear from camera shot from them just now and we pick up the number 11 car. That's Martin Clatworthy. We saw a lot of him. We saw a lot of Martin at Donington. He was putting in a good show. But here is our leader back at the front. Here is the man. It's David Moore in the number 1 car, and he is still managing that gap. It's around about 1.8, 1.9 seconds he's got over Jake Jackson, and that is just enough of a gap to give him that little bit of comfort there as Clatworthy locks a wheel up going in towards Montreal, just ahead of James Palmer in the number 4 car, the white car with the red stripes over the top of it. Through Brundles comes the man David Moore, and he's very tidy, very neat and tidy, very fast also. He holds a good economical line in that smart car, doesn't scrub off much speed. Jake Jackson very similar in the number 9 cars. He goes through the bomb hole, very quick corner that. You've got to have a lot of commitment through there, and then the next one, Coram after that, is just as committed. But still back in the battle for 4th place. It's still Cayman and Horrobin hard at it. Horrobin holding off Cayman just now, and Cayman does look like he's a little bit more racy, but he's dropped back just a little bit, just out of sight. So that's what 1.6, 1.7 seconds looks to you as they go up the centre straight towards the first corner of Ritchie's. But back at Montreal, up the inside, we see the number 3 car has now got past Horrobin. Cayman goes past Horrobin on the brakes from Montreal. So he managed to get a good run through Ritchie's and capitalise on a good braking manoeuvre. But can Horrobin have a look back as they go through Palmer's? We'll pick up on that one in just a minute. Very important to get a line through Palmer's to head you down towards Agostini's. But meanwhile, it's this man, Moore, at the front in the number 1 car with the Brit Car sponsorship, Brit Car advertising on the side of it. He's gone through Augies. This is Williams, very quick right-hand that leads onto the back straight, and still Cayman holds off Horrobin. So that's a good move, well done. Managed to do it at Montreal, held it through Palmer's, and he's now held it through Agostini's as they charge away. But Horrobin's looking back up the inside of the number 14 car. It's going to be a brave move if he can get it through Hamilton. They're side by side, but no, just chops the nose off him. Good bit of driving there by Cayman, just chops the nose off as they go through Hamilton's to keep that 4th position. He'll be quite chuffed with that, the Stars and Stripes car. Now, is Jake Jackson catching David Moore just a little bit here? It looks like he could possibly be, but look at this, the battle's still on as it comes through Williams. Absolutely side by side, the 14 car. Horobin gets back past Cayman, and Cayman will not be happy with that one as they disappear down the Bentley straight. Now he's in a perfect position to get a good tow here. He's picking up a good slipstream as they head down towards Brundles, but we flick back towards the leader at the front, and this man is just doing an absolute display of driving here. The number 1 car comes out of Murray's at last corner, and this is the battle we wanted to see, side by side in towards Brundle, and Cayman gets back past the head of Horobin, so can he hold that one to the line? But there's the man heading up the centre straight towards the checker flag, and that's the most important thing. David Moore wins on the road ahead of Jake Jackson. In 3rd place we're going to see Sarah Moore coming home, but we're going to focus on this battle for 4th place that's between Cayman and Horobin, and who's going to get the position out of those two guys as they go over the straight, absolutely glued together. It was the Stars and Stripes number 3 car that picks it ahead of Simon Horobin. Nobody had an answer for David Moore though. David Moore was the man of the moment. Fastest lap of that race actually went to Jake Jackson in Class A, and Class B, the only Class B car out there, was Rob Baker picking up the fastest lap of the race. But David Moore, once again, the man in charge of the smart cars.
It was a great race. Obviously started from pole this race and led from the beginning. First couple of laps were quite tricky. I had Sarah and Jake quite close behind me. Managed to pull away towards the end a bit and get a bit of a gap. I know Sarah dropped back a bit towards the end, but Jake was still on my tail all the time.
Here we are, the first race. Really close one between me, Sarah and David Moore, and I think I could have pushed a little bit more, but other than that, quite a satisfying race.
Hello, my name's Simon Horobin. This is my first Smart for 2 Cup race, and must I say it was one of the best races I've had. Competitive, cars are well presented. You know, really enjoyed myself. You know, close knit, tight, superb racing.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter King.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new Go Racing TV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Race 1, it went pretty well. Well, it didn't actually. The turbo actuator on the car, the pipe had blown, so had no power on the car whatsoever. So it's prepared for second race. I'm looking to do a lot better and hopefully challenge for some top spaces and just have a bit of fun, really.
Okay, so race 1 was interesting. I started from 5th on the grid, finished 6th unfortunately. I had a little bit of technical problem during the race, but we managed to recover. Altogether, interesting race, and hopefully at least finish in a good position this time.
So the second race here at the Snetterton 300 sees Jake Jackson ahead of David Moore. Sarah Moore and Simon Horobin are the second row, and David Nash and Howard Cayman are the third row. Tom Knight and Martin Clapworthy, and then Paul Bates and James Palmer with Rob Baker at the very back. Good to hear from Simon Horobin there about his interest in first race. He was very chuffed, a very good, well turned out car, he said, but he put on some cracking racing for us, so we're well happy to hear from him. And a couple of other drivers as well saying they're pretty impressed with how the racing's going. A little bit of information from qualifying. Car 1 got a lap disallowed in the second qualifying for exceeding the track limit, so David Moore pushing the envelope very far, but the red lights are on here at Snetterton 300 for the second race of the day, and away we go down towards Riches, or up towards Riches, the first corner, and let's see who can get the whole shot into that first corner for the second race of the day here at Snetterton. As we wait to pick them up, it's them side by side, it's the duo again, it's Moore and Jackson absolutely on it as they go through Riches in these little smart cars, and Moore manages to go round the outside and he gets the whole shot into first corner, and he leads as they break for the Montreal hairpin. Will Jackson go back up the inside? Yes, that's a silly question, because Jackson's up the inside and Sarah Moore sniffed about the back of that as well, trying to pick up any pieces that make him floating off the back of these smart cars. There's the number 3 car, the Stars and Stripes car again of Howard Kamen, as he's going 3 wide almost. Is that number 4? Is that James Palmer? Is he going towards Palmer's? If it is, that's a cracking start for James Palmer, but they're almost 3 wide. They're 3 wide as they're coming towards Agostini's. This is going to end in tears if they don't watch it. It's Sarah Moore who comes up the inside of them both. Sarah Moore comes flying past Jake Jackson and David Moore, and she's showing them the way to go now as they get in towards the tricky infield part of the section. And there's Kamen again and the number 4 car of Palmer in a really good battle there further down the positions. But let's try and pick up with those guys back at the front as David Moore has a look as they go through Brundles, but Sarah Moore says no. She cuts right across the front as they come through Brundles, and it looked like a little bit of a lock-up from the back left there that was unloaded on the brakes as they go through there. And towards the bomb hole, side by side through the bomb hole, and that's as brave as they come from the two Moores, and it's David Moore who takes the lead after going side by side through the bomb. That's just unbelievable. What a move through Coram now, and he's pulling away. If anything, that's unsettled Sarah Moore, and she's got Jackson all over the back of her now. But the number 1 car, what a move. Side by side through that corner. It's just not something you do. It's an incredibly fast corner with a big compression in the middle of it. And there he goes, he leads away at the front, the number 1 car. He is the class of the Smart 4-2 Cup class just now as they go up the straight. Is that number 14? Is that Horribin in 4th place just now? I think it is. He is on his own some this time. He doesn't have the number 3 car of Howard Kamen with him this time. But there's Moore and Jackson still battling as they go in towards Palmer's. That tricky little left-hander, which is actually quite a quick corner, leads you onto a long straight down towards Agostini's, and Jackson tries to go round outside of Moore. Moore does a bit of a blocking defensive move there. They come off the corner, and does Moore defend before they go in towards Hamilton's? No, Jackson is alongside. It's a good run out of that corner by Jake Jackson, and he passes Sarah Moore as they go to Hamilton's. But after Hamilton's you got Oggies, and back up the inside goes Sarah Moore. Some classic overtaking manoeuvres by these two people here before they go through these couple of corners. But you've got to get a good run through Oggies. You've got to also get a good run through the next one, which is Williams, before it leads on to the Bentley straight all the way down that long back straight. One mistake there and that's going to cost you. You're going to have a smart car towing up to the back of you as they go underneath the bridge. But then it's that tricky little corner, the left-hander of Brundle, where everything gets unloaded and it just doesn't feel nice. And in these little cars, with them being such a short wheelbase, it's going to be very, very tricky as they go through there. On towards the next part, they go down through the dip and in towards Coram Corner. Going through Coram Corner, they come up towards Murray's hairpin. The newly reprofiled corner of Murray's, and that's one of my idols. But back to the front, we've got the Montreal, we've got Moore. David Moore leading at the front, but in towards Montreal hairpin. They're side by side. It's Moore and Jackson for second place. Accelerating hard out the corner now. Up towards Palmer's, the next tricky little left. These guys are well in a battle at the front positions here, locked absolutely together, bumper to bumper. And is Jackson having a big lunge as it goes past Moore and Agostini? That's a good move. It's a good, hard, forceful move, and it's clean. Before they accelerate out of that one up towards Hamilton's, David Moore will be watching this in his mirror and he'll be chuckling away. These guys still side by side, but as they get to the end of the Bentley straight we pick up with number 7 and car number 3. That's David Nash. It was heard from David in the break there. David Nash, and also number 3, which is Howard Kamen in the Stars and Stripes car, trying to go through the bomb hole side by side. We've seen that once today, gentlemen. We do not need to see it again. Thankfully we do not see it as they go through Coram, the next corner. Next big long right hand corner again before they head in towards Murray's. But here's the man of the moment, very young David Moore, and he is driving like a veteran, driving like a class genius away at the front, just controlling a nice gap here. There's no point pulling away and destroying the tyres, just managing the nice gap over Sarah Moore, who is locked in that big fierce battle you can see with Jake Jackson in the number 9 car. And these three guys really are the class of the field. Sarah Moore dropped off the back of the battle for first place in the first race. She just dropped just a little bit off the back, and it was a bit of a shame. As we see Tom Knight in the G&M car heading down the back straight. Good numbers in that car, very easy for us to spot in the commentary box here. But they're back towards Montreal again. Sarah Moore having to defend from Jackson. Jackson locks up right behind her, and he's almost kissing the back right bumper of that smart car as they go through Montreal and then head up towards Palmer. Great overtaking positions there, places there, and Moore doing the blocking moves here. Jackson surely is never going to go round outside. As cheeky as he may be, that Sarah Moore's never going to let that happen. She's a little bit more switched on than that. But here we go, back in towards Oggies, that tricky little right-hander that goes then up and over the crest before you head back down a slight downhill in towards Williams. This is absolutely flat stick in a smart car. You can see the black lines coming off Sarah Moore's car there as she throws the car through the corner and powers away down the straight. Now can he get a tow? Can Jackson tow up to the back of Sarah Moore and get past by the time they get towards Brundle? Somebody else towing up the back there. It's against Howard Keeman in number 3 car, getting a good tow from David Nash as they head down the straight. And that's somebody's gone off there. Somebody's gone off at Oggies. We missed that, just missed out the corner of my eye. I can still see Palmer's there. Palmer in number 12, Tom Knight's there. Now who did we lose at that corner? Will we try and pick that one up in a replay? Very difficult to see as we come up to the oh no, side by side again, and through goes the Stars and Stripes car. Through goes Howard Keeman. Thankfully we get through there, but back on the inside is Nash. Nash is not going to let that go, and they're side by side through Coram. Two little smart cars on the absolute limit as they go through the long right-hander, and Nash gets the place back from Keeman. Meanwhile, Moore and Jackson still locked wing mirror to wing mirror in a smart car, and I don't think I've seen contact from these guys, which shows the class of driving as Moore defends as they come out of Agostini's up towards Hamilton's. Defends once, defends twice, but can Jackson get through there? No. In fact, yes, he possibly can. He tries to post his smart car through a very, very small slot there, and it looks like he may have just got that as we go back and pick up with the Nash and Cayman battle. Nash still ahead of Cayman. Can Cayman get him on the brakes here in the Stars and Stripes number 3 car? We've seen some good outbreaking manoeuvres, good toe up the back there. You can see him, but he decides not to go up the inside there as Nash actually does a little bit of defensive line there. Good bit of racecraft from David Nash in that number 7 car, the black and gold smart car, so he'll be quite happy with that. We'll keep our eyes on these guys as they come up towards the next fast left-hander of Hamilton's, through Hamilton's. Then you've got the tricky one of Oggies, where it went so long for somebody else on, but we didn't actually get to pick them up on screen and see who it was. Back down number 4, there's Palmer, James Palmer. After a cracking start, James has drifted back just a little bit. Oh, and he's using a little bit more than the track there. He's running a little bit wide. It just runs off at the corner, and there goes number 12, Tom Knight, back up the inside. Tom Knight gets him as they go through Williams. So a little mistake, an unforced error there at Oggies by James Palmer, and that really did hurt him. That's going to hurt him all the way down the back straight unless he can get a good drive here. Can he catch up in the slipstream and get back past number 12, Tom Knight? But meanwhile, as he comes through Montreal hairpin, it is David Moore, and another big lock-up for James Palmer there. James Palmer in all sorts of trouble as he come through Brundles. He just could not get that smart car slowed down and shot straight off the road. So he did draft past Tom Knight on that straight, but then Tom Knight managed to get straight back past him as he threw it off the road. Good battle here. Good battle behind David Moore, and it's once again it's those two, it's Jackson and Sarah Moore. Jackson's already passed. Jackson made obviously a cracking run through Williams down that Bentley straight, and he's already passed before he even got on the brakes or Brundles. So that's a good classy move. He'll be chuffed for that when he goes very, very quick and not very, I'm not going to say ragged, but he was needing that rumble strip there. If it wasn't there, he was dropping a couple of wheels in the dirt as he goes through the bomb hole very quickly. And Sarah Moore looks even quicker than Jackson as they go through there. Again, David Moore will just be trying to manage the gap as he's watching these guys battling away in his mirror. If they're battling, they're going to be slowing each other up, and they're not going to be catching David Moore as much. Right now the gap is just about a second, 1.1 seconds on our timing screen. And up towards the checker flag is going to be another victory for David Moore. He takes the victory from second place Jake Jackson, and in third place Sarah Moore. Fourth place coming home is going to be Simon Horrobin, and Howard Cayman gets a good 5th position ahead of David Nash and Paul Bates in 7th place. Tom Knight does get 8th, with James Palmer eventually coming home with a rather dusty and grassy car in 9th. 10th was Martin Clatworthy, and 11th is Rob Baker. So the car's coming back into Park Fermi here at Snetterton for the Snetterton 300 round. From Duncan Vincent, I look forward to catching you guys next time.
Yeah, it was a great race. Jake's a hard one to beat. He's got a good car, and you know, it was a difficult race, very entertaining. I'm sure all the crowd enjoyed watching it. A bit of squeezing each other around, there's nothing wrong with that. But no, it got me on the last lap, unfortunately. Lacking a bit of straight line speed, which is a bit of a problem around this track. But it definitely made it an entertaining race, and really enjoyed the whole weekend.
Again, I managed to get a bit of a lead at the start. If I didn't get so much of a lead at the start, I'd have had Sarah and Jake right on my tail all the way through the race, because I didn't pull away, they didn't catch up. It's just lucky that I got a bit of a lead off the start. If it wasn't for that, it'd have been a very close race all the way through between all three of us.